I remember a couple of years ago on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, they won a celebrity chest, and in order to get the prize they had to answer a question, and the question was along the lines of how many people claim that they don't like Christmas, and their response to that was, how can anybody not like Christmas? And in my head I was just thinking, you know what, I'm starting to dislike it, and in this video I'm going to explain how I became to hate Christmas.
Santa Claus
has a
enormous sausage.
Now, before you label me a complete miserable bastard, I do like some parts of Christmas. In fact, I do like Christmas quite a bit. But in recent years, there are things that, you know, have occurred which makes me not like it so much. So don't get the idea that I don't like it at all. I like some bits. You know, I wear a Christmas jumper. I'll buy an advent calendar, obviously. I'll go through the whole religious aspect of the birth of Jesus and everything like that, and I'll enjoy giving presents, I'll enjoy receiving presents, enjoy being with my family. But these are the reasons that I don't like it. So for 5 years I've been with my partner, and my partner's mother doesn't know that we're together, and all the time we've been together she's never known. And of course that causes problems, because there was one year when she came down here for Christmas and I had to spend all this time in a hotel. And the hotel was extremely claustrophobic because it was like in the middle of something, you see, and then there was only one window and it got really hot, and also at the time I had this like flu and it was like terrible, and I was just, and it really made me upset because it was so lonely there, and I would just want to be with my partner all the time. But that's one of the things, number one on the list, which makes me hate Christmas, is the fact that I can't always spend Christmas with my partner. I mean, at Christmas time, the number one person I want to be with is my partner, and if he's not there, I'll spend the whole day just being like, oh, I really wish he was here, you know, just being with me and celebrating with me. He was in fact there last year, but then the depression came on Boxing Day when he went away, and you know, we had such a great time, and then he went away, and then that just made me so depressed. And I know this year on Boxing Day I'm going to be depressed, and I'll just be mopey and sad because I just won't have him here. And even in the year, you know, when he goes away on trips to see his mother and or goes to work and things, I miss him terribly. I mean, I don't think he really realises the sheer volume of love that I have for him. He has that warm personality, and just that Les, the whole just Les himself, just that aspect of Les just makes me happy. And that's one reason why I don't like Christmas, because I can't spend it with my partner all the time, and that's just really a big stab in the heart for me personally. Then the second thing that makes me hate Christmas is the fact that I'm an inconvenience, because you know, last year we did it with taxis, and on Christmas Day we got a taxi to the house and that was fine. But you know, this year it's already giving me a headache, because you're like, for example, I mean, I'm going to get there on Christmas Eve, and then I'm going to be an inconvenience because there's no place to put me. You know, there's nowhere to put me, there's no bed to put me, so I'll be an inconvenience. And they would probably like for me to go into my old bedroom, but of course, you know, that causes lots of, I mean, you have to uphaul all the stuff and move it about, and it's just a nightmare. So I think I'll probably end up sleeping on the sofa. And then, you know, on Christmas Day itself, my father would have to take me home to here, which is it's a fair distance. So you know, and that's I don't think that is fair. I think that's selfish. If I were to say, yeah, go on Dad, take me home, I think that would be selfish. Other people, everybody seems to disagree with me, but I believe in my heart that that is a selfish act. To make my dad, you know, who's relaxing on Christmas Day, to upheave him and make him come out and take me home, I think that's selfish. Because I have to come back here to feed my cat, and I don't really want to stay in my mum's house. I love it here. And then, on Boxing Day, I have to go myself, or, well, possibly be picked up, but you know, then on Boxing Day I have to go back down there and be brought back again, which is a second selfish act. You know, always being driven back and forth and back and forth and back. I think that's just so selfish, and that's why I don't like it. Because there's so much of this going back and forth and having to be a burden on people because they have to drive me back and forth. I just wish there was I mean, I've made a simple, I said, you know, it would be a good idea perhaps if we all come to here and play a game here, then it wouldn't feel like such a selfish act. But they don't agree. They're just, I might as well talk to a wall. It's just not getting through. And Christmas is just complicated for me, really, because, you know, I have to kind of invent things for people to get me. Because, you know, anything I want, within reason, anything that's affordable, I just buy myself. So anything that I put on the list is something that I don't want to pay for. Like, I feel like, oh, I don't really want to pay for that. So that's one thing. But, you know, it's really hard trying to come up with all these things for people to get me. And I wish they'd just be, like, spontaneous and just get me something spontaneously. And I have to come up with a list of things. Like, I put vodka on the list because, you know, it is nice. We've started drinking vodka in the evenings, so that's nice. And the vodka's getting me low, so that's an idea. And then I got a few, I always try and fill up gaps with Big Finish stories. I don't like every Big Finish story. I think some of them are absolutely dreadful. But I try and pick the good ones. But, you know, so I put down Planet of the Drastics, and then there was another story which was with Sylvester McCoy and the Brigadier, but the Brigadier is played by another actor. I mean, with everybody else, it's like, oh yeah, I need a new pair of slippers, I need a dressing gown, I need this, I need that. But with me, you know, I just can't wait with it. I think that's it. I just can't wait, so I just buy. But in summary, I think probably the top reason for me not liking Christmas as much as I used to when I was a kid is just the loneliness. I think it is. It's because, you know, what do I want for Christmas really? It's just to have Les. He's my world. And, you know, hopefully next year we'll get married. But, you know, he's just everything to me. Everything. And Christmas is about being with the ones you love. And Les is someone I love considerably. So that's why it's such a pain, a real, like, physical pain not to have him here, because I love him so much. And it is sad in a way, because Christmas used to be so wonderful for me. You know, I'd have that thing where I was a kid and I just couldn't sleep because it'd be Christmas Day, and you just couldn't believe it, that Christmas is here again. But then you grow up and you have commitments and you have work and things to deal with, and so Christmas just sort of becomes that little bit less important, I suppose.